Another night of gun violence in Brooklyn ends with a tragic shooting death of a mother of four. Sources say it appears she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. CBS News' Thalia Perez is in Crown Heights, where she spoke with the victim's son. Thalia.
Mary, detectives are on this block. They've been going from business to business, talking with neighbors and trying to piece this all together. We spoke to the victim's son, who tells us they haven't lived on this block long enough to have any enemies, and he believes his mom was not the intended target.
She was a courageous and resilient person who loved her children.
Jans Joseph tells us his mother, Limos Dort, was the unintended target of a shooting last night that took her life. The 54-year-old mother of four was gunned down just steps from her home, where we spoke with Joseph this morning. Police say it happened around 8:30 p.m. outside 1523 St. John's Place. Joseph says his mom was headed home from her job, where she works as a home health aide.
Man, and you can't even get the sisters on YouTube to talk about this. No one wants to talk about this. All these sisters getting gunned down in public by guys they don't know. Like, this woman was killed by somebody she didn't even know or meet. How many times do I do stories on this? No one wants to talk about this. Everybody worried about who son men are dating. They dating the Beckys. Well, how about this? We get it. They prefer Becky's over you. And you acting like you're not mad about it, but you're really mad about it. What about this? You would think that, like, all the sisters online would be talking about this. This happens so much. Do you understand that more black women get killed than white men? Than Hispanic men, than Asian men. Okay? Sisters get killed more than the men of other races. I think you gotta let that sink in. The women of other races, like, they're at when it comes to the murder, the women of all those other races are at the very bottom. Their stats don't even come close. Now, we know some men are at the top, far and away at the top. But at the bottom are the women of all the other races. And then in the middle are the men of all the other races. But second to son men is son women. They get killed more than the men of other races. Think about that.
Police say it happened around 8:30 p.m. outside 1523 St. John's Place. Joseph says his mom was headed home from her job, where she works as a home health aide.
She didn't respond to the phone. My girlfriend called me back and said there was something happened outside.
It was shortly after, Joseph says, that he found out his mother had been shot twice in the stomach, and a second victim, a 30-year-old, was also shot in the arm. He's expected to survive from his injuries. Some of the bullets piercing this Honda Accord and shattering its back window.
I heard all the shots. Like, it had to be at least about 5 or 6, maybe a little bit more, because it just was like pow, 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 pow.
Joseph tells us he's the youngest of 4 children and has lived on this block for 8 months. He says he and his mom left Haiti for a better life in the U.S. 4 years ago. Neighbors say tragic shootings like this are an all too often occurrence lately.
This is like crazy out here. It's like, you got to be careful.
A 15-year-old girl who was struck by stray gunfire in a basketball court earlier this week has died. 343 people have died in homicide so far this year in Philadelphia. That's up 21% from this time last year, which itself was the worst year for homicides since 1990.
So, that little girl we talked about in the video the other day, she's passed. So many sisters get hit with stray bullets that it's like, you would think it would be all that. Isn't there like a conscious community? And this, like, I think those of you who are new to this channel probably think I'm being hyperbolic or I'm exaggerating. Like, this happens all the time. Like, I'm only doing a few stories in a few big cities. This is happening all over the country every day. In all the little cities and towns.
343 people have died in homicide so far this year in Philadelphia. That's up 21% from this time last year, which itself was the worst year for homicides since 1990. Matt Petrillo joins us now from the city's Nicetown Tioga section. He spoke with the teenager's mother on this very sad day. Good afternoon, Matt.
Hey, Jim, good afternoon to you. You know, her mother is devastated. She told me her daughter was set to go to West Catholic High School to become a freshman there after graduating 8th grade just a few months ago. And here at the Jerome Brown Playground, you can see this makeshift memorial left in her honor. Today, police identified her as Simone Monet Rogers of Nicetown, Tioga. She died just 1 week after her 15th birthday.
Wow. 15 years old. Playing basketball. LeBron said we can't even jog. Because, you know, right? When you jog, supremacists come up and kill you. You know, that happens all the time, right? Oh, you never heard of it before? Oh, you heard of it one time? Yeah. I've only heard of it happening one time, too. But LeBron told us it happens all the time. This right here, though, little kids playing at the rec center, this happens all the time. And this girl just struck down by a bullet. Just playing ball, boom, bullet hits her in the head, she's dead. Just like the other woman I just showed you. I mean, thugs are just shooting. Like, what about respect for your neighbor? Like, today I cut my grass just out of respect for my neighbors. Like, what about respect for your neighbors, not to shoot bullets haphazardly all over the place and killing people all the time? And I mean all the time. And no one wants to talk about this.
Today, police identified her as Simone Monet Rogers of Nicetown, Tioga. She died just 1 week after her 15th birthday. Police said she was playing basketball at the Jerome Brown Playground at 20th and West Ontario Streets just before 9 o'clock Tuesday night with her brother and two friends when someone started shooting in their direction. Police do not believe she was the intended target when she was hit by stray gunfire. She was pronounced dead Wednesday night. Now, the one very thin silver lining in all of this is her mother tells me she was able to donate 7 of her daughter's organs, saving 7 lives. Meantime, no arrests have been made, and police are still urging anyone with information to come forward.
Look at how corny and cheesy your memorial will be when you're not a 47-year-old career criminal fentanyl addict. Or a 35-year-old career criminal thug. When you're a 15-year-old girl, this is what your mural look like. And if a grown man try to take advantage of you, people gonna be blaming you, talking about something you preyed on him. You do what you was getting into while you was over there, while you was with him. And if you get hit with a stray bullet in the community, this is what they're going to do for you. 3 little teddy bears, man. This is what you get. Take notes, mammies. Take notes. The mammies hate me, man. I don't know why, but take notes.
Now, the one very thin silver lining in all of this is her mother tells me she was able to donate 7 of her daughter's organs, saving 7 lives. Meantime, no arrests have been made, and police are still urging anyone with information to come forward. We're now reporting live in Nicetown, Tioga. Matt Petrillo, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.